Biafra warrior, he goes up. Freedom fighter man, he goes is our hero. He goes up in the rest of the paradise. You fought like a soldier, and you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a fervent soldier, a benevolent soldier. My brother, you will live on. Because you will live on. Because you are a hero. Keep your back appointed unto man to die. Equals okay, then so is the way you die.
So the dead is unbearable. I feel the pain from my innermost heart. You just have to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. All on our board, Antequala Biafra, Jinji, Allah Juroi, Ian Orta, ESN Commander, Umundi Rayane, Kosamola. You are innocent, you offended nobody, but they choose to kill you. I ain't waiting for you. You offended nobody, but they choose to kill you. We remain strong. We remain strong. There will be no mercy, I'm telling you. Because of your death, we will remember.
As dear friends mourn you, the whole world mourns you too.
It truly pains my heart that you are no more.
You are a hero.
The shock can never go out from my heart like animals. Continue fighting.
You are a hero.
Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. We will get there. Reincarnate soon.
And the console will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And the work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete. 2,000 of them. Biafran's Got Talent exclusive. As we continue to the very great and talented, we console with you the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself. Biafran warrior, he goes up. Freedom fighter man, he goes is our hero. He goes in the rest of the paradise. He fought like a soldier,
And you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a fervent soldier, man of valiant soldier. My brother, you will live on. Because you will live on. Because
appointed unto man to die. Because is the way you die.
The sudden death is unbearable. I feel the pain from my innermost heart. It's just hard to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. All on our board, Nantekwala Biafra, Njinji Chireji, Allah Juroye, Iaye Nota, ESN Commander, Umunde Rarayaje, Kosamola. You are innocent, you offended nobody, but they choose to kill you. You offended nobody, but they choose to kill you. Also, your death will be remembered.
As Biafrans mourn you, the whole world wants you to.
It truly pains my heart that you are no more. You are a hero. The shock can never go out from my heart like panels. Continue fighting. You are a hero.
Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. You will get reincarnate soon.
And the console will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And the work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete.
We are not going to stop. We are not going to give up. We are not going to surrender. We can never give up our land. We will continue to engage them. We will continue to fight them. We will continue to delegitimize them in our land as they come to kill our people, women and children. The Biafran Defense Forces will continue to engage them until they are no more in our land, until we are free from the Nigerian government terrorism against our people. Until we are a free nation, we can never give up our fight for freedom. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and location. And I welcome you to the questionnaire this morning. My name is David Nnanna. I'm reaching you live from my location. And I welcome each and every one of you who have joined me this morning to preach this gospel to send this message and as well continue to create this awareness for the freedom of our people. Ihoma, I welcome you, my sister. Good morning from here. Coco Asafa, I see you. Good morning from here. Charles Oji, I see you, Charles. Good morning from here. Cypriel Ugochukwu, you are welcome. William Eloine, William, you are welcome this morning. And many of you have not written anything for me to see you. If you don't write, I cannot see you to welcome you. So I welcome each and every one of you that is joining me, have joined me, and those who will join me later. I welcome the friends of Biafra. I welcome lovers of freedom. I welcome conscientious people. And I welcome our well-wishers. Very important. Today is sit at home in the land of our ancestors. Biafra land, the sit at home that have continued since 2021 after the kidnap of our leader is still very much in place in 40 states of Biafra till this morning. This sit at home, we continue to use it to delegitimize the Nigerian government. We continue to use it to prove to them that we have a leader, that we have a government whom we listen to, who fight for us and who defend us. And it is only that government and that our leaders that we listen to. We use that sit at home to also send a very strong message to the international community that we have a government, and it is that government that we are loyal to and we are obedient to. That is why every Monday, irrespective of what the Nigerian government and their representatives in various Biafran territories, irrespective of what they do, the threat they come with, the Biafran people have already made a choice. And that choice is to obey the Biafran de facto government in the homeland and the Biafran Republic government in exile, which is a government that is recognized for the representation and fight for the Biafran people. The sit at home also we use it to tell the Fulefu governors, those whom the Nigerian government are using as stooges in our land, that they have no power over us. They can occupy offices, but when it comes to the rule of law, when it comes to the obedience of their actions, we are not going to listen to them. And up to this moment, the sit at home have continued until today. So Biafrans are sitting at home in respect to the continued detention of our leader. We are calling the international community to press the terrorist Nigerian state to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who they went to Kenya to kidnap and extraordinarily renditioned him back to Nigeria, and he is still there in their custody, even when their courts have also freed him, yet they are holding him against his wish, against international law, and against all norms when it comes to international rule on people's rights. So today, Biafrans who are sitting at home, if you are part of this broadcast this morning, tell us what is happening in Biafran territory. You can write us a message, or when the screen is open, when the link is sent, you can as well join us, to make your contribution. Having said that, Biafrans, once again, our Biafran Defense Forces continue to defend Biafra land, protect our women and our children. The reason why we are still talking about them is because they are standing very strong, and they are the only army of the people. They are the only army that is defending Biafran territory. They are the reason why we are still very much alive. They are the reason why our women and our children are still very much safe. They are the reason why our fathers and our mothers can go to the farm. They are the reason why our land is not under IDP camps. So we salute the Biafran Defense Forces this morning, even as they are calling for international support against the terrorism that the Nigerian government have brought to our land. Nigerian government continue to commit atrocity in Biafran territory. They continue to kill our people. They continue to kidnap the younger ones. They continue to harass and intimidate our people in our land. Even when they know where the camps of the Biafran Defense Forces are, the Nigerian government, weak soldiers, ragtag soldiers, they are very much afraid. They are now importing the services of machineries from overseas to come and fight on their behalf in our land. So we salute the Biafran Defense Forces for updating us and keeping us safe. And we use this medium to send a very strong message to the international communities, to the countries that are supporting Nigeria, that they are only going to lose their citizens, because you cannot come to our land and overrun us and take us over. We are the indigenous people. We are the owners of the land, and we are fighting for our survival. We are fighting for the protection of our women and children. So the law of nature can never support you against indigenous people. So we are calling on all the nations, all the world leaders, all the countries that are sending their machineries to Nigeria. You are only wasting the lives of your citizens, because we can assure you they are not going to come back to Biafran territory. They are not going to come back from Biafra land. That we can assure you, because nature, the sun, the air, the land, the water can never be comfortable with them. These elements of life can never agree with them, because they have come to destroy the peace and tranquility that we are enjoying in our territory. So when they come into our land, unless they are going to come in with their own air that they are going to breathe, when they come into our land, unless they are going to bring in a different water altogether from the natural water that God himself created, if they are coming to our land, unless they are going to march on a different land altogether, okay, that is the only way they will succeed. If they are coming to our land, unless the sun, the wind they are coming with are different from that we see in our land, all these things are going to work against them. As long as you come to kill our women and children, you are not going to succeed. Having said that, I want to remind Biafrans of what our Prime Minister said. The only way we can sustain the peace that the Biafran Defense Forces are bringing to our land is to continue to make sure that Nigeria never breeds in our land. Nigeria is evil. Nigeria is destructive. Nigeria is a terrorist state, and we cannot allow them to thrive in our land. We cannot give them that opportunity to thrive in our land. That is the only way we can sustain the peace that the Biafran Defense Forces are maintaining in our land. That is the only way that our people can be alive. As long as we don't allow Nigeria to breathe in our territory, we will sustain the peace. And that is why every Biafran should now join hands together and support the Biafran Defense Forces who are doing the needful to make sure that we sustain that peace in Biafra land.
Fellow Biafrans, this is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria Terrorist Army, Nigeria Terrorist State Police, and every arm-carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the middle belt where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
That is what Simon Ekpa made sure. That is what Simon Ekpa supports. Simon Ekpa do not support terrorism against the Biafran people. Simon Ekpa stood against terrorism, supported his people to make sure that Nigeria never breed in Biafran territory, because Nigeria is killing our people. Nigeria brought terrorism to Biafra land. Even when they continue to kill indigenous people in Benue, in other parts of that Nigeria, where the people are not resisting. Where the people are not resisting their annihilation, their terrorism, that is where you do not see the military. You do not see the police. You do not see the immigration. You do not see all the security agencies that are armed under Nigeria, where the people are not resisting their terrorism. The Fulani herdsmen, the ISWAP, the I6, all the terrorist groups in Nigeria are having their field day. Every day you wake up, thousands of communities, indigenous people are killed. Thousands of women and children are killed, both the young but the elderly. Thousands of communities are being burnt and ravaged. Where Nigeria is breeding because those people are not forming resistances against the terrorism of Nigeria. If you go to southern Kaduna, they don't have the Biafran Defense Forces. Nigeria is breeding in southern Kaduna. Priests, Christians are killed, beheaded. Pastors and reverends are beheaded in southern Kaduna because there is no resistance against the terrorists, against the Fulani herdsmen that the Nigerian government are using against indigenous people. If you go to Benue Plateau State, if you go to Benue State, if you go to Sokoto, if you go to Maiduguri, Nigeria is breeding in those areas because they don't have resistance against the Nigerian terrorist activities in those communities and in those states. Okay. With Nigeria, it's okay for people not to resist. As a matter of fact, in Benue State, the governor of Benue State also made a statement where he had an interview and he said that he does not support self-defense. So where they do not support self-defense, Nigeria is breeding on those areas. That is why people are being killed at random, communities are being burnt, displaced, women and children are being burnt alive, even in their sleeps. And nobody is defending them. And nobody is fighting for them. And nobody is protecting them. The security agencies that are supposed to protect them are also in collude with the terrorists who have come to kill the indigenous people. These are the areas that Nigeria is breeding. All over Nigeria, Nigeria is breeding in the West as well because they are not forming any resistance against the terrorism of Nigeria. Nigeria want to convert them to Islamic nation. So, in other words, those areas may be accepting to be Islamized, but in Biafran territory, we are predominantly Christians, we are traditionalists, and we are Judaists. We are not Muslims. And therefore, Nigeria is not breeding in our land because we are forming pockets of resistances. We are self-defending ourselves against the Nigerian terrorism, against their terrorist activities. And that is why you see all the security apparatus of the Nigerian terrorist state in Biafra land. In Biafran territory, where Nigeria is not breeding because we have formed the resistance to their terrorism. Because of the activities of the Biafran Defense Forces, we vowed never to allow Nigeria to breed in our land. This is the area that you see them bringing machinery from abroad. This is the area you see them rolling out their armory against the people. This is the area that the military, the police, all their security apparatus are focused in order to try to subdue the Biafran Defense Forces because we are defending ourselves, because they are not breeding in our land, and we will not allow them to breed. That is why they are coming with all manner of terrorism plans against our people, bringing militia from abroad to come and fight for them. So we are calling on Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, and friends of Biafra to come to the aid of the Biafran people. Our people are under constant bombardment. Okigwe State, Owerri State axis, from those axes, Nigerian government have been bombarding our communities. They have been killing unarmed civilians, displacing communities, burning properties of our people because they could not have the balls to confront the Biafran Defense Forces. But because they have the state apparatus, they control it. That is why they are funding this terrorism against our people. We are calling the international community. We are calling America. We are calling President Trump, Putin. We are calling Ibrahim Traore and all lovers of freedom to come to the aid of the Biafran Defense Forces, support us materially, support us militarily, so that this terrorism against our people, we are going to defeat the terrorists in our land. We are also calling on Biafrans. We don't control our resources. That is why we are asking for your support. If we are controlling the resources that come from our land, nobody will ask you for a dime to support the Biafran Defense Forces. That is why we are appealing to Biafrans all over the world to try and support the Biafran Defense Forces, who are protecting our land, who are defending our women, who are defending our children. It is quite unfortunate some people have not seen the need for them to come and join in support for their freedom. We understand what the Nigerian government are doing. They are buying a lot of fuel to sabotage what the Biafran Defense Forces stand for. They have paid a lot of money to most of you to try as much as possible to destroy what the Biafran Defense Forces or what the government of Biafra is doing in order for Biafra to be recognized. We understand that. And we are telling you that if you are a genuine Biafran, if your mother or father are Biafrans, true Biafrans, you must support the freedom of your people. The only people who can come and fight against Biafran government, the only people who can come and fight against the Biafran Defense Forces are people who have a Fulani DNA, people who were Fulanis, who were born in Biafran land, but their parents or their father is from Fulani land. That is the only people that cannot support the Biafran Defense Forces. But if you are a Biafran, a true Biafran at that, I want you to understand that if you don't support Biafra, your land will be taken and you will remain a slave anywhere that you are all around the world. It doesn't matter whether you are in America and you are enjoying the best of life. Maybe till eternity you remain in America. Then your ancestral land will be taken over by the uncircumcised Philistines who have come to kill, to destroy, and to make sure that your land is Islamized. But as long as we are here, genuine Biafrans, we will stand against Islamization, we will stand against terrorism, we will stand against the annihilation of the Biafran people. And I want you to come on board and support that as well. Very, very important. I want you to understand that a lot of things is happening in Biafra land. And we must do everything possible to make sure that Nigeria never breathes in our land. I want you to listen to one of our angels on the ground on what he has to say about this atrocity, about this terrorism of the Nigerian state in Biafran territory.
Release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Release our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And release Biafrans in your own custody. Biafrans are dying on a daily basis. Asari Dokubo are killing Biafrans. Hopo Sadema are killing Biafrans. Tinubu, Yorubas are killing Biafrans. Hausas are killing Biafrans. Now Biafrans decided to defend themselves. And the Nigerian state government, who is killing Biafrans, tag the Biafrans a terrorist. How can over 3 million Biafrans, 50 million Biafrans, 100 million Biafrans all over the world are terrorists? How is it possible? We are only fighting for our freedom and nothing more.
You are hearing Angel Makeup. You are hearing what he said. Biafra, we are not terrorists. How can over 50 million Biafrans who voted for the self-referendum be terrorists? These are the people who are asking for their freedom. They want to be free. They want to live life. They want to live their life and enjoy their communities. They want to enjoy their God-given natural resources. They want to have an opportunity of enjoying life in their own lifetime. Nigerian government do not want us to live. They don't want us to exist. They now tag Biafran people terrorists. And they have started killing our people. They invade communities. A lot of atrocities are happening in Biafra land. These are one of the men that are overseeing the protection of Biafran territory. And he is giving you first-hand information of what is happening in our land. The Nigerian government arresting innocent youths and tagging them Biafran Liberation Army or Biafran Defense Forces in order to buy them. Because you have to give a dog a bad name in order to kill it. But the Biafran Defense Forces under international law was unveiled in 2023 at Helsinki in Finland. So these are legitimate Biafran forces recognized under international law, and they obey the rules of engagement. Okay? We know where Nigerian senators, representatives are living in our land. But the Biafran Defense Forces cannot go out and start buying all those people. No. We are going to confront those who are coming with guns to kill our people. That is why it is very important that you respect international rule of engagement. But the Nigerian security agencies, Boko Haram, recruited into the army, they do not understand what is international engagement is. They do not understand what the rule of engagement is. When they are being delegitimized by the Biafran Defense Forces, they now face civilians and start buying them and start taking them down. This is not how it should be. And that is why the world must rise up to end Nigeria, because Nigeria is ending lives in that contraption. Listen to Angel, my Angel Makeup. You see what the Nigerian security agencies are doing to Biafrans? You have seen what the Nigerian security agencies are doing to Biafrans. These are not Biafran Defense Forces. These are ordinary civilians who are working on the roads, going about their businesses, and the Nigerian terrorist government now taking them. Nigerian terrorist government now kidnap them on the way and start torturing them. Nigerian state government, Nigerian security agencies are taking these people and start torturing them, forcing them to make confession that they are not part of, trying to make them to force them into becoming Biafran Defense Forces. This is not acceptable to the Biafran people. We are calling on international community. We are calling on the world to come to our aid. We are calling on the world to come to our aid. We are calling on Ibrahim Traore. We are calling on President Putin. We are calling on President Trump to come to the aid of the Biafran Defense Forces, because Nigeria is committing genocide in our land. Very, very important. And I want to encourage Biafrans who are listening, please, anytime you are sharing any important message, you have to tag the world leaders. You have to tag those who are in position of authority to speak for the Biafran people. Very, very important. Nigerian government war of annihilation in our land. We have to relocation. We have to start supporting. If you have not been supporting our government, this is now the time to support. If you have been supporting, this is the time to increase your support. This is very, very important, because Nigeria have continued to displace communities, and we must support our government against Nigeria. So we are calling on President Trump, Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu, and all the world leaders to come to the aid and support us militarily. Very important.
Current updates over the ongoing genocide war that is currently going on in Okigwe. Today is 17th of August 2025, and when the men of the Biafra Liberation Army, the men on the ground, dealt with Nigerian terrorist government, they went a village called Ihube, Omulolo, Omukale, Amos. They will be packing innocent people and shooting them, killing them at their camp and burning them to ashes. There is a video I'm about to show you, and the reason why I have come with this update is for the international community to understand there is ongoing war that is going on in Okigwe, in Biafra land, of which Nigerian many media is afraid to carry what is currently going on, because there is a lot of massive massacre of people, of innocent people. So nobody can talk. Nobody, no media, no social media in Nigeria is carrying it. That's why I have come to report for the international leaders to understand there is ongoing war currently going on in Okigwe. I want you to carefully watch this armor tanker, all these armor tanks now that is going now. That's the Zoo terrorist armor tanker. That is Tinubu terrorist killers that have come to kill the people of Okigwe in the name that they are looking for the men on the ground, not knowing that the men on the ground doesn't live in the community. Freedom fighters doesn't live in the community. We are freedom fighters. So I want to make the international community to understand that there is ongoing war, and Britain have sent their foreign mercenaries. And as you are watching this armor tanker, that carton armor tanker, as I'm reporting to you now, that carton armor tanker, they are all foreign mercenaries, and they are from Britain, because Britain is using Nigerian government in order to wipe Igbo race, to wipe Biafrans. Please, I want to congratulate and appreciate Ibrahim Traore, the man who loves his people, who understands what freedom is all about. The men on the ground appreciate everything you are doing. We are with you. We support you. Everything you are doing. Please continue. We are with you. And if there is any way you will assist the men on the ground, do it for the sake of freedom. We are only fighting for our freedom. And I want to use this opportunity to bring to the notice of world powers, world leaders, in the person of President Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. And also, I want to bring to the notice of President Putin, the President of Russia, and all the leaders of conscience. And I want also to bring to the notice of Finland, who is holding our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. And for them to understand that it's an ongoing war that is currently going on now, and no media in Nigeria is carrying out the news. Please watch this video. Watch this a clear evidence. Mr. Putin, we are calling for your help. Mr. Donald Trump, we the men on the ground are calling for your help. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend the Southeast. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend Igbos against Fulani terrorists, against Boko Haram. That is why the Nigerian government and their agents are tagging him a terrorist. Please, we are seeking for your help. Come and assist us. The kind of weapon these people carry enter Okigwe to fight against men on the ground is too heavy. And I don't think that Nigeria can provide that material. There are foreign people, foreign countries that assisted Nigeria in this genocide war that is currently going on now. Watch this video and make sure it reaches Donald Trump and Mr. Putin and Ibrahim Traore and all their friends.
Can you still hear the voice, please? And I think I have some. The voice is not coming out anymore. I'm going to play it again. But I want Biafrans to understand what NJ Makeup is saying here. The secret war that is happening in Biafran territory, the media are not reporting it because they are afraid to report it, because this is a terrorist state that you are dealing with. If you dare report what the Nigerian government do not sanction, they are going to bring down your studio or bring down your station. So that is why the media is not reporting it, and they will never report it, because they know what will happen to their media station. So in this war that is happening in our land,
Current updates over the ongoing genocide war that is currently going on in Okigwe. Today is 17th of August 2025, and when the men of the Biafra Liberation Army, the men on the ground, dealt with Nigerian terrorist government, they went a village called Ihube, Omulolo, Omukale, Amos. They will be packing innocent people and shooting them, killing them at their camp and burning them to ashes. There is a video I'm about to show you. And the reason why I have come with this update is for the international community to understand there is ongoing war that is going on in Okigwe, in Biafra land, of which Nigerian medias, many medias is afraid to carry what is currently going on, because there is a lot of massive massacre of people, of innocent people. So nobody can talk. Nobody, no media, no social media in Nigeria is carrying it. That's why I have come to report for the international leaders to understand there's ongoing war currently going on in Akwa Okigwe. I want you to carefully watch this armor tanker, all these armor tanks now. That is going now. That's the zoo terrorist armor tanker. That is Tinubu terrorist killers that have come to kill the people of Okigwe in the name that they are looking for the men on the ground, not knowing that the men on the ground doesn't live in a community. Freedom fighters doesn't live in a community. We are freedom fighters. So I want to make the international community to understand that there is ongoing war, and Britain have sent their foreign mercenaries. And as you are watching this armor tanker now, that carton armor tanker, as I'm reporting to you now, that carton armor tanker, they are all foreign mercenaries, and they are from Britain. Because Britain is using Nigerian government in order to wipe Igbo race, to wipe Biafrans. Please, I want to congratulate and appreciate Ibrahim Traore, the man who loves his people, who understands what freedom is all about. The men on the ground appreciate everything you are doing. We are with you. We support you. Everything you are doing. Please continue. We are with you. And if there is any way you will assist the men on the ground, do it for the sake of freedom. We are only fighting for our freedom. And I want to use this opportunity to bring to the notice of world powers, world leaders, in the person of President Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. And also, I want to bring to the notice of President Putin, the President of Russia, and all the leaders of conscience. And I want also to bring to the notice of Finland, who is holding our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. And for them to understand there is an ongoing war that is currently going on now, and the no media in Nigeria is carrying out the news. Please, watch this video. Watch this, a clear evidence. Mr. Putin, we are calling for your help. Mr. Donald Trump, we, the men on the ground, are calling for your help. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend the Southeast. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend Igbos against Fulani terrorists, against Boko Haram. That is why the Nigerian government and their agents are tagging him a terrorist. Please, we are seeking for your help. Come and assist us. The kind of weapon these people carry enter Okigwe to fight against men on the ground is too heavy. And I don't think that Nigeria can provide that material. There are foreign people, foreign countries that assisted Nigeria in this genocide war that's currently going on now. Watch this video and make sure it reaches Donald Trump and Mr. Putin and Ibrahim Traore and all their friends.
As you can see, the movement of trucks, and you can see this is how the Nigerian government are bringing foreign mercenaries into Biafran territory, killing the people. We are calling on the world leaders, we are calling on international community to come to the aid of the Biafran nation. Our land is bleeding. The Nigerian government terrorist activities in our land. Our people are being displaced. It is only the activities of the Biafran Defense Forces that are preventing total annihilation of the Biafran race. The international community, President Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, Ibrahim Traore, we call on the speakers of the American Congress, Senate, to come to the rescue of the Biafran people. We are only fighting for our freedom. We want to be free. Our people have died enough. Our people have been killed enough. And we can no longer allow the terrorist Nigerian state to continue to destroy our land. Biafrans, we are also appealing to you as a Biafran to support the freedom of your land, your territory. You can see and hear the sound of the guns. These are guns. You can hear the sound of bullets, the sound of guns. This is the sound that Biafran land is being confronted on a daily basis by the terrorist Nigerian state. In civilian vicinities, in civilian areas, the Nigerian government are moving and shooting guns, frightening the people. When they see you as a youth, they are going to kidnap you, they are going to harass you, they are going to intimidate you, they are going to lock you up in some cases. In fact, when they arrest you, you may not come back to your family again. This is really heartbreaking. So Biafrans, this is the time for us to rally around our government. This is the time for us to put our resources together and protect our land and our territory. Remember what our leader said. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us, these people, even when you see them in our land, even when you see them carrying their cows, these people are not pastorals. They are the terrorists in uniform as well. They are these terrorists in uniform as well. So you see what they are doing, killing our people.
Stealing from innocent civilians. This is one of their clothes.
You see how they are destroying.
Stealing from people.
You see how they are going, invading houses,
Today being Sunday, 17th of
ransacking
August.
people's homes. This is what the Nigerian state governors send their terrorists to do in Biafra land.
Packing all their properties. The zoological country of Nigeria.
You see that? They bust open your land, your houses, they steal your properties. This is what the atrocity of the Nigerian state in Biafran territory. And we all must rise up and support the defense of our land. This is what is happening. This is not Sokoto or Kaduna or Benue. This is in Biafran territory, Biafra land. And every one of us must support our liberation and total freedom from Nigeria. We must support our total freedom from Nigeria. Nigeria is a terrorist state, and we must confront them for what they are.
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
You see, they are using the Fulani. Nigerian government are the Fulani are the Nigerian government. These are the people that they are using to move from communities to communities and kill indigenous people. Now the soldiers, the Nigerian terrorists, when they have seen that these people who are moving from forest through the forest have been delegitimized, they now come to do the bidding. And they are also using some Biafrans. They are using some people that they have bought over in order to continue to commit the atrocity in our land.
With Bubago, that is why Ngozo Rabeze is not complying. That is why Ngozo Rabeze is not working with Butozo, the chief of staff in Biafra land. That is why Ngozo Rabeze is not even working with the Major General Gento and all the whole generals. And he is telling Biafrans that he is this, he is that, deceiving the people that he is deceiving. Ngozo Rabeze, please, let me tell you, here is not diaspora. I ain't why you shoot my born are flying. Now we know what we are passing through. And anybody that sends spy in our midst, the same way DOS is sending their spies, the same way DSS is posting and sending their spies to fight against Biafra Liberation Army, that person must go. And that person must lose his life or her life. Mark my word, I am still remaining gentle the Yahoo. I am not afraid of any man, I am not afraid of any person. And I want to bring to the notice of Biafrans today, Ogekere is a part of the people that whenever they hear our voice, whenever Ogekere heard the Biafra Liberation Army's voice, Ogekere doesn't look back. Ogekere must run around, look around to answer to the men on ground. For those of you that are making contribution, for the contribution that you have been making in the hands of Ngozi Orabueze, Ngozi Orabueze is using all those money, funding Ebubago and the DSS, funding the war that is coming after Biafra Liberation Army. I want to make it clearly today. I came up and swear with my life. After swearing with my life, Ngozi Orabueze with his cabinet, with his people, makes a meeting with the Nigerian government, fought against me to make sure that they bring me down. But thank God for the Chukwu Kabiama. And thank God today, I am dishing out this message directly from my master, the Chief of Army Staff in Biafra land, telling Ngozi Orabeze for him to amend her ways from today. And for the people of Biafrans to understand that Ngozi Orabeze and Butozo have nothing in common. I believe that many of you people knows me very well. Many have seen me at the back of Ikonso carrying my flag during that time. It has been a long time, since 2017, 2018. I know when I started up this movement, talk less of our master, the Triple General, the Chief of Staff in Biafra land. Who is Ngozi Orabeze? Who is Ngozi Orabeze? Before Major General Janto, talk less of the Triple General. Ngozi Orabeze, stop insulting yourself anyhow. Stop all this nonsense that you have been doing. Can't we be ashamed of ourselves? And please, Butozo, the Triple General, is calling on Biafrans all over the world to come together. If we come together, we will achieve our goal very easily. Butozo has no any problem with anybody, and Butozo has been working assiduously to make sure that we defend the motherland. And also we are to make Biafrans to understand that Ngozi Orabeze wants to bring destruction, wants to bring divisions into the men on ground. But thank God, we are still holding strong, and we are together, and we love each other, we love ourselves. So please let it be to the notice of our people that Ngozi Orabeze is not fighting for Biafra. And Ngozi Orabeze, I know you must hear and see this my broadcast. Biafra is a spirit, and Biafra is a nation that you can never escape out. Butozo, the Triple General, including all the major generals, we are not here to threaten our people, and we can never threaten our people. We are only fighting to protect the motherland. We are only fighting to make sure everywhere in Biafra land is total sealed, and we must fight to the end.
We are only here to protect the motherland, and we must fight to the end. We must fight to make sure that we protect Biafra land. We must fight to make sure that the terrorists, they do not occupy our territories. We must make sure that we delegitimize them as they come to kill our women and our children. We are not going to allow that to happen. In other communities, I want you to see what is playing out in other communities. All over Nigeria, I want you to see what is playing out.
These are the scenes that welcomed one into the affected village of Jebu in Riom local government area of Plateau State early Tuesday morning. The village was thrown into shock and mourning when they were attacked with guns and machetes and their houses set ablaze.
Around 3 a.m., this community was attacked by the attackers. And of course, we thought the place was going to be protected as the security men from the Sector 6 came with 2 gun trucks. And I was satisfied that my people are well protected.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down.
While security personnel from different agencies were seen on the ground, the locals blamed them for not
27 people
responding, alleging
lying down.
complicity.
In fact, there was an early warning information, but we called. We didn't get response. If to say the security
Don't know why
at the
this
time we called them, this wouldn't have happened.
This is part of the collusion and the complicity of the security agents that have been sent to respond to a distress call, but they couldn't, and it led to this. The present STF commander, the sector commander,
security agencies were sent to respond to distress call.
We must commend the STF operatives that were stationed at SOAP, because if not that
they could not respond on time to save the people from the impending destruction of the
dead were said
terrorists.
to have been taken away for burial, while their loved ones left to mourn them.
The Nigerian security agencies.
In other climes, you have the federal police, you have the state police, and you have county police. Even
they are not protecting the people of the regions. This is Plateau State.
And forget about whatever resources we will spend and protect.
This is Plateau State that our people are being killed indiscriminately.
I am calling on the governor as the chief security
Nobody
of
is
this
defending them.
He
the security agencies are complicit.
He should do something to these people.
The security
people are
agencies
becoming homeless.
are not
people are becoming fatherless. People are becoming motherless.
If these killings continue like this and government did not
You
take
had
any
it,
action
people
on
are
it,
becoming
we will definitely
fatherless,
tell the youth what to do.
motherless, orphans.
And they should not blame us at the end of the
Because
day
of
of
the
what we are telling our members to do.
atrocities
Why?
of the
Because
terrorists.
we will not continue to die in the hands of people helplessly.
Now it's what has
If
happened
these
here
killings
today.
continue
Not only
in
the
this
aged,
manner,
the youth, babies, toddlers were all affected. They were killed.
people are dying aimlessly
What
in the
they're
hands
asking
of this
for-
terrorist Nigerian state.
I'm sorry doing this, but what they are asking for is that justice be done, that government, security agencies,
They are
and
asking
every
for
other person
justice.
or agency
Nigeria
responsible
is not
to
a
maintain
country that
peace
you
and
can ask for
security
justice.
of both lives and property should sit up and do the needful.
Security
for the
agencies that
safety
you are calling,
of both human
they are
lives
the same
and their
people that are
property.
colluding
In Riam local
with
government
these
area for New
terrorists.
Central, Chizoba,
The
and
security
Yowe.
agencies are the one colluding with the terrorists to kill all these people. Even the reporter is emotional reporting this atrocity that is happening in that axis of contraption called Nigeria. People are losing their lives. People are losing their lives. The Nigerian government are not doing anything to safeguard the lives and properties of the people. Communities are being displaced and no help is actually coming for them. These are communities that are running helter-skelter from their land.
We have been on the run. The United have taken over our land. You can see people. You can see people, children, both adults. Where we are now is not still safe for anybody. The whole community have gone out. Everywhere have been taken over. People should come to our rescue. Look at them. Nobody's in their house. Nobody's in their house. Everyone on the run. Look at the little children. Look at the little children. Look at everyone. People have been displaced. So
people have been displaced. They are not displaced by natural occurrence. No. They have been displaced by the security agencies and the terrorists in uniform that are assisting the Fulani herdsmen.
For security reasons, we don't want to mention anybody's name, but
Face more demonstrations.
We have a pain. The X-men are disturbing us. They are fighting us. They are not allowing us to do our normal business, the farm that we are doing. They are raping our women, our guests. So our husband, they cannot even go to the bush to do anything.
The government, the House of Assembly has another law that open grazing is prohibited. And if the open grazing is prohibited, why?
You see how the people are being displaced by these terrorist herdsmen who are being aided by the Nigerian security agencies because of their Islamic agenda. The herdsmen are the ones that are driving people from their communities, from their farms. When they confront you in your farm, you are gone. And in the communities, in the towns and cities, the military and police, the security agencies are also doing their havoc, inflicting pain and fear in the minds of the people. So Biafra land is not safer at this time. The only people that are making it safe is the Biafran Defense Forces. And that is why we want to stop all this intimidation and harassment and all this spying of our people. We want to stop it once and for all. And that is why we are calling the international community to come to our aid, to come to the rescue of Biafran people. So please, you can join the studio to make your own contribution, or you can call the line that you see on the screen, plus 258 875692 392, plus 258 875692 392, and make your contribution, or you join us on the studio. We are calling on the international community to come to the aid of the Biafran people. The Nigerian government terrorism against our people, they have now, getting to another level where they are now importing machineries from abroad to fight our people. We call on the international community, conscientious people of the world, to come to our rescue. We need assistance. We need military assistance in order to defend our women and our children. We need military assistance to protect our land.
Current updates.
And Jamaica have been able to update Biafrans on what is playing out and calling on the international community, the presidents of the world, the lovers of freedom, to come to the rescue of indigenous people of Biafra. So Biafrans, you can make your comments. You can join us on the studio and talk to Biafrans as well. Please, if you have not been contributing for this freedom, this is the time for you to do more. The freedom that we are fighting, nobody is going to give us your freedom. Nobody is going to hand you freedom on a platter of gold. And that is why the Biafran Defense Forces are there, making sure that our land is not overrun by the terrorist Nigerian state. a part of those who are protecting your women and children. Be a party to those who are fighting for the recognition of Biafra. Support the Biafran Republic government in exile. Support the acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, who is doing exceptionally well. As the messenger of Biafra, he is delivering the message to the Biafrans and to the American Congress so that the issue of Biafra will be resolved. We need to support him and we need to donate for the Biafran recognition. Very, very important. While still we encourage Biafrans in the homeland to support the Biafran Defense Forces through their Liberation Fund. Pay a BLT tax to the Biafran Defense Forces for the liberation of our land. They are the reason why you can come back, see that your village is still protected. They are the reason why our women and children can still go to the farm. They are the reason why our land is peaceful. Outside the terrorist Nigerian state, outside the terrorism in our land, which is brought about by the Nigerian state, Biafra land is the safest state, is the safest place in that part of the region, in that part of that contraption. So we call on Biafrans to support the liberation of Biafra. Better still, you can can embrace the special IOU loan and save for the future and save for your generation. And the special IOU loan is not only for Biafrans, for non-Biafrans as well. And you can support the government anonymously as well, and your information will be saved. We are calling the academic kindness is here. Wow. The academic kindness, good morning from here.
Yeah, there were.
Welcome, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
There
Good
were
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Yes. What prompted me is exactly the exposition you have at hand right now. Just for a few minutes, I would like to break a news because it's very, very inherent to what you are doing over there.
Okay.
You know, what are we suffering from? We are suffering from the menace of Islamic agendists, right? The people you call the jihadists, which happens to have colonized the government of the zoo. The people that the British people handed over power, the military power, out of their economic interests and also the interest to subjugate Africans. And we sheepishly accepted our forefathers. We are under gunpoint and accepted the mixture, what they call amalgamation. And today, that has led to Fulani oligarchy, to the use of Sharia against the constitution, in fact, against the entire people, which resulted to the killing of innocent people. It started from immediately after the amalgamation, and the peak was 1937, 1945, 1952, and up to today. That caused that, quest for secession. And the coups that happened, the first coup that happened was due to jihadi agenda. Now, there is something that happened. Can you still hear me? There is something that happened in Italy.
Yes,
just
I
of
can
recent,
hear you.
just these days, and I would like to play the audio so that you people will hear it and see how governments, Italy is a Christian country, right? And some people even think that Nigeria, that Christianity has a say in Nigeria. Those people that are crying in Plateau State, who are there? Plateau is populated majorly by Christians. But look at the level that has been rendered helpless. And I want you to hear, because this is the English version of the news, and see how the government of Italy handled attempt of jihadism. Attempt. And just here in a jiffy, let us see if the thing would be
The
activated.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has deported this imam, who has lived in Italy for over 30 years. A Pakistani imam in Italy preached that Muslims must fight infidels or suffer catastrophic consequences. The next day, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni called for his deportation, despite him living in Italy for 30 years. And the Italians are in full support of this. They are backing her so boldly, saying that she did the right thing. How can you, an Islamic imam, calling for people to take away infidels in another person's country? What does that even mean? You want to bring what is happening in your country, what you are running away from, into Italy. And she ordered for his immediate deportation. He did not spend the night in that country. They deported him. They arrested him immediately. Anybody who speaks of other religions as infidels in Italy will face immediate deportation. This is so remarkable.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, it was.
Should I repeat? Should I repeat it again? Should I repeat it?
It was clear, but if you can repeat it again, better, so that people will hear it louder and much clearer. Because it's a very wonderful information.
Okay, let me try. Let me try it once again.
The Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has deported this imam, who has lived in Italy for over 30 years. A Pakistani imam in Italy preached that Muslims must fight infidels or suffer catastrophic consequences. The next day, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni called for his deportation, despite him living in Italy for 30 years. And the Italians are in full support of this. They are backing her so boldly, saying that she did the right thing. How can you, an Islamic imam, calling for people to take away infidels in another person's country? What does that even mean? You want to bring what is happening in your country, what you are running away from, into Italy, and she ordered for his immediate deportation. He did not spend the night in that country. They deported him. They arrested him immediately. Anybody who speaks of other religions as infidels in Italy will face immediate deportation. This is so remarkable.
Okay.
Yes.
That is it.
It was loud and clear.
Yes. Anybody who calls any other religion or any person, any religion or any religious leader or any religion at all, who calls others as infidel must be deported. It's pointing to you that these people that are bringing this jihadi agenda are strangers. Anybody who happen to make such statement, that is, you as somebody who came from another country, and you have been accepted to practice your religion, and Italian people happen to hear it from you, calling others, any person at all, infidel, you are hereby deported. This is somebody that even had citizenship. They deported him. They first of all revoked his citizenship. Then they deported him back to Pakistan, because when he came, what he presented to the table was that he was being persecuted because of religion, that he was moderate, right? Then Italy, because of that, granted asylum to him. Italian government granted 30 years ago asylum to him. Without knowing that they sent him here to prepare a ground for what? Islam. For the expansion. That is what you call Islamic expansionism. Now he thought that this is the time. You know why I tried to bring this to the table today? is to let our brothers and sisters, especially Christians, we Christians, to understand how things are done. That the West are not sleeping. And this, you can correlate it with what you saw Donald Trump and the president of Russia performing. That thing is above peaceful resolution for Ukraine. It's more than that.
Ukraine and Russia. Yes.
It's more than that. So that's the reason why I tell our people, I always advise our people to be flexible when you're managing politics of the nature of ours, that is politics of liberation. You apply every strategy. Hence, you know that you are the right path. You are the right path, right? We are with the foundation of this struggle. We don't need to be too rigid. We're supposed to apply the mechanism of unity of purpose and behave like, you see what Giorgia Meloni did, the Italian prime minister. On hearing that statement, because they are following them verbatim, who are you to come to another man's land and declare their citizen, declare their citizen infidel, say you are going to fight infidel? Okay, let me tell you the derivation. Because the base from which the Italian prime minister deported him is legal. When I'm saying our people should know how to, the meaning of base, that they should not be doing things out of emotion or out of will or out of provocation, out of gossip or saga. What Italian prime minister did, that deportation is constitutional. This is the constitution, total, what you call civil code. Let me bring the fundamental principle, let you see. That is the civil code. This is the fundamental principle, this small book we are looking at now. This is the main constitution of the republic. Which article did he violated? Article 8 of the constitution. What is written there? If you like, you can Google it. It says, other religious confessions or denominations have right to practice their faith in Italy. But before practicing their faith in Italy, they must come to the table of accord. They must stipulate an accord of submission to the Italian constitution. That anytime they violate the constitution, immediately they're disbanded. So that statement and his recruitment of the jihadi faithfuls goes contrary to Article 8 of Italian fundamental principle, constitution, because constitution is divided into two. The fundamental principle and the civilistic part 1 and part 2. So it violated the part 1, which is the fundamental principle, and its violation requires immediate, strict reaction. And they did not waste time because you cannot violate the fundamental principle. You can see it here. I'm not just talking. It's la Costituzione della Repubblica Italianensis.
Italian.
When you go to, if you go to Article 8, it's expressly written here, all the religious confessions are free and equal before the law.
Law. Yes.
Yes, and any religious confession that is different from that of Roman Catholic Church have the right to organize itself according to its status, which must be under examination by Italian law and must conform at this time to the dictates of Italian constitution and must therefore sign an undertaking, an MOU, to be under the supervision of Italian law and constitution. So
very interesting.
She did not just deported this imam. It's like Sheikh Gumi. I will forward it to you so that you can equally, dramatize in a better understanding, So that is how it is done. You don't romance terrorists. That's why we say dulce bellum ac pacis. the best way to make peace for terrorists is to wage war against them. And
against them.
Opinion use silver necessitatis. These are the principles that the God of Israel is applying. The God of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, he is applying Duce Bellum ac Pacis and Raison d'Etat. Opinion use silver necessitatis. These are the three principles that are in place. Our own people, instead of making the principle from the constitution, from the law, from the international law, which is the key, that is the key. Instead of making use of the key, they are making reference with Bible or with their instinct or with their intuition or with their saga. Italian Prime Minister, who is the government, representative of the government of Italy, used the legal base. He did not use
the
biblical
legal
base.
base.
He did not say, this is according to Bible. He did not do it according to Bible, but he did it according to constitution because they are trying to bring jihadi mentality to rubbish the people of Italy, and he was deported. The exposition said that he didn't waste that same night that he started making open recruitment of jihadi mentality. He didn't spend a night in Italy. The next, he was in Pakistan. So that's how to treat this kind of cancer. Our leaders say you don't treat cancer, but you cut it off.
Cut it
Let
off.
me play it for the last time before I leave your studio. It's for our people
before
to
you leave
understand.
my studio.
Yes.
Before you leave my studio, academic kindness. What you just played now is very, very important for our people and for listeners in this platform, in the sense that this Italian Prime Minister, you know, she is working for the people, and she doesn't have this Islamic agenda. She is not an Islamist, okay? And that is the reason why she have to tackle this issue head on immediately. Now, put this in context to that contraption you called Nigeria and the political players who are marrying these Islamists in Nigeria. How are we going? What do you have to tell these people who are Christians but at the same time affiliated to Islam, that the terrorists in our land are using to come to our land and kill our people? What are you going to, how are they going to be able to implement this kind of policy that this a prime minister implemented in their own land?
The only way, let me tell you first of all, first and foremost, there is no comparison between the state of Italy and the state of Nigeria. Proof, state of Italy was formed by Italians. The word Italy is originally from the southern part, from the old Greco-Romano establishment, culture, tradition. Italia was a kind of feminine gender, a queen that reigned in one certain time from Calabria. So that is the origin of the name Italia. But Nigeria, all of us have known that it has no African conundrum. It was a kind of invention by the colonialists. So the first step is for you to apply the disintegration of such, so that a people can govern themselves out of their own tradition and ideology, ideological belief, ideological tradition, ideological, means of survival, technology. So Nigeria is still very far because it is not the word. Nigeria is never the property of the people. There is nothing like the people of Nigeria. But at the same time, the people that you call politicians today, they are not even fit to be called politicians. A second.
Okay. Of course, the people that we call politicians in Nigeria, they are not qualified to be called politicians. They are politics. These are people who are so concerned about what goes into their pocket. They are not worthy to serve the people. Go ahead, sir. Welcome back.
So having established such a fact, the mentality of the protection of life and property is never in their DNA, in their political DNA. Now watch the political DNA of this Italian prime minister. You saw that she saw danger. Already the constitution, in fact, Italians fought for independence for 2 periods. The period of Napoleon, which is around 1860, and in 61, they won over the absolute regime. You call it War of the Unification. They know that they were under absolute reign, by the reign controlled by the kings and the reverend fathers. As at that time, there was nothing like the state of Italy, but there was states, republics, many republics, controlled indirectly by the power of the church. You called it Sacra Romana Ecclesia. And the absolute kings, like King Louis XIV. Okay, they govern, they use monarchic system, absolute monarchic system. Now, war erupted, and they didn't allow citizenry to skyrocket. There was not the highlight, that is the highlighting of citizens. Citizens were nothing, just like what you're seeing in Nigeria. You are seeing military men, big men brutalizing the poor. There was not the principle of the constitution. So for them to become part of those who rule with the principle of humanity, there was war. You see, everything starts from war. Then they were able to unify Italy and use a monarchic, a constitutional monarchic system, or a soft monarchic system. But it was not enough. It was not enough, not until 1943 to 1945. Another war erupted, the war that gave birth to the constitution, that embraced constitutionalism, which means that from that time, they are ruled by the constitution. For example, the Italian constitution was written and approved by the law, by the referendum, constitutional referendum. You had 2 types of referendum in Italy: the popular referendum of the people, and the constitutional referendum. The people's referendum came first, and the result was 12.8 million against 10.5 million votes. Just like our own, we had a self-referendum which figured 500 and that is 50 million. 50 million
plus.
Yes, plus. Then the approval of the referendum figures 517 participants that signed for that referendum. See, although our own constitutional referendum is still going to come by the time there's a full liberation. So based on the law. So based on the law, on this resultant effect of the victory of those people that wanted the constitution to be the base, the reference point. It's very, very important people understand the reference point. And this was written in 1946 and approved with the majority of the constituents. You call them the constituents. Constituent members are like the cabinet members. Majority won, and in 1947, women started participating in election. Before, women did not used to participate in election. It was what you call suffragio universale femminile of 1947, when Israel was fighting to have its independence, that gave women in 1948 the right to participate in voting. So before, it was not, because there was no constitution as the base, but it was based on the will of the king. As yes. La Reine Levolt was the doctrine. La Reine Levolt, the British people still use it partially, but only for the signature. But before, it was entirely La Reine Levolt, that is according to the will of the king. So, but now it's based on the constitution. Based on the constitution, but the fact that the people have had their own independence In 1945, that's the last independence of Italy. With the independence, it was able to conduct referendum to know whether they will use monarchic system or constitutional system, or what you call republican system. They choose the republican system, won with 12.5 million, something like that, the figure. So then they started republican system, and the characteristics of republicanism is constitutionalism. They wrote constitution as the base of their activities, fundamental principle, and the civilistic parts, what you call the civil code, which are the two things you're looking at now. Constitution and civil code. So they use that to make sure that their people are okay. So Nigeria is still very far. And the people you call politicians that you think that they're supposed to be for the people, no, they can never be for the people because they don't know it. That's why I say they are not qualified to become politicians. Practical example, the whole courts, including United Nations, has led them to understand that kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu is crime against humanity. You cannot judge somebody through a criminal way. That is, you called him criminal, right? But you went and
kidnapped him,
stole him, and kidnapped him.
Yes.
You stole him. So that is also, you have committed a crime against him. So a criminal cannot judge a criminal, okay? A presumed criminal. The other one, Nnamdi Kanu, was a presumed criminal, but Nigeria committed crime. So upon the fact that they saw that they are wrong, the whole court vindicated Nnamdi Kanu. That because what Nnamdi Kanu is doing is not terrorism, is freedom fight. Is his right by the granted by the Constitution. Still, they hold him. So how can you see the Reverend Fathers? You know, because this kind of act goes in the favor of the citizens and the Christianity and Christendom. The Reverend Fathers are supposed to be on the side of freedom fight. They are the one aiding Islamic agenda. So how can how can they be useful? They can never be useful. The only people that are useful are the freedom fighters, are the people that apply, that when they share this system, and your memory na pantia, the freedom fighters, the Biafra Republic government in exile. That is the only savior they have. Those that don't have these people that can challenge the jihadists, they are all crying in Plateau State, in Benue State, and all whatnot. So that is the answer to your quesito. And I thank you for the opportunity. Let our people learn. I have sent, however, the English version of that act to you. Just watch and use it to let our people be informed. That is the way you treat cancer, by cutting it off, and Italian government has done it, and there is nothing they can do. Thank you, and see you later.
Thank you so much, sir, Academic Kindness, for being part of this program. I really appreciate you. We learned from your wealth of experience. Academic Kindness is the officer in charge of Biafra Liaison in Italy, and he is doing wonderfully well for the Biafran people, and we really appreciate him. He always comes in with his wonderful educative statements and submissions. Just like this morning, you have been able to educate us. And look at what happened in Italy. An Italian prime minister have to send back an Islamist who came to promote Islamic agenda in Italy. He has to be bundled back to Pakistan. This is the best way to go. But you see, in Nigeria, they can't do such a thing because Nigeria encourages Islamization. Nigeria encourages terrorism. And that is why they can call you infidels anywhere all around Nigeria, and there is nothing that anybody can do. So we are calling on Biafrans to rise up and make sure that we defend our land, we protect our territory against all these Islamists, all these Islamic jihadists who are in our land now, courtesy of the Nigerian terrorist state, occupying our people, displacing communities. And we are calling on to international community. We are calling on to the presidents of the world, more importantly, President Donald Trump to come to the aid of the Biafran people. We are calling on President Trump to come to the aid of Biafran people because we have been suffering, we continue to suffer in the hands of the terrorist Nigerian state. So Biafrans, if you have to make your comments, you can join us on the studio or as well. Okay, it rejoins back. Yeah, Academic Kindness, you're welcome back. I wanted you to speak on, oh my God. So, we thank you, Academic Kindness, for being part of this program. Biafrans, if you want to make your comment, you can as well click the link and join us on the studio. Very, very important. Our people need to know what is happening. Our people need to know what the Nigerian government are doing in our land. And that is why the Biafran Defense Forces are calling on the international community and Trump, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso to look into the area of support for the Biafran Defense Forces who are only fighting for their freedom. We are not terrorists. We are fighting for our freedom. We are fighting for our survival. We are protecting our women and children. And there is nothing wrong with that. But the Nigerian government are buying our people and displacing communities, taking over territory that do not belong to them, calling their Fulani brothers from all over Africa to come to Nigeria and take it over. But we, the Biafran people, are standing our ground through the Biafran Defense Forces who are protecting our land, our women and children. We are calling on for international support so that these terrorists will never have the upper hand in our land. Very, very important.
Over the ongoing genocide war that is currently going on in Okigwe. Today is 17th of August 2025, and when the men of the Biafra Liberation Army, the men on the ground, dealt with Nigerian terrorist government, they went a village called Ihube, Omulolo, Omukale, Amos. They will be packing innocent people and shooting them, killing them at their camp and burning them to ashes. There is a video I'm about to show you. And the reason why I have come with this update is for the international community to understand there is ongoing war that is going on in Okigwe, in Biafra land, of which Nigerian medias, many medias is afraid to carry what is currently going on, because there is a lot of massive massacre of people, of innocent people. So nobody can talk. Nobody, no media, no social media in Nigeria is carrying it. That's why I have come to report for the international leaders to understand there's ongoing war currently going on in Akwa Okigwe. I want you to carefully watch this armor tanker, all these armor tanks now that is going now. That's the zoo terrorist armor tanker. That is Tinubu terrorist killers that have come to kill the people for Okigwe, in the name that they are looking for the men on the ground, not knowing that the men on the ground doesn't live in a community. Freedom fighters doesn't live in a community. We are freedom fighters. So I want to make the international community to understand that there is ongoing war, and Britain have sent their foreign mercenaries, and As you are watching this armor tanker now, that carton armor tanker, as I'm reporting to you now, that carton armor tanker, they are all foreign mercenaries, and they are from Britain. Because Britain is using Nigerian government in order to wipe Igbo race, to wipe Biafrans. Please, I want to congratulate and appreciate Ibrahim Traore, the man who loves his people, who understands what freedom is all about. The men understand, appreciate everything you are doing. We are with you. We support you. Everything you are doing. Please continue. We are with you. And if there is any way you will assist the men on the ground, do it for the sake of freedom. We are only fighting for our freedom. And I want to use this opportunity to bring to the notice of world powers, world leaders, in the person of President Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. And also, I want to bring to the notice of President Putin, the President of Russia, and all the leaders of conscience. And I want also to bring to the notice of Finland, who is holding our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And for them to understand that it's an ongoing war that is currently going on now, and the no media in Nigeria is carrying out the news. Please watch this video. Watch this a clear evidence. Mr. Putin, we are calling for your help. Mr. Donald Trump, we the men on the ground are calling for your help. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend the Southeast. The Igwe Butozo is only fighting to defend Igbos against Fulani terrorists, against Boko Haram. That is why the Nigerian government and their agents are tagging him a terrorist. Please, we are seeking for your help. Come and assist us. The kind of weapon these people carry enter Okigwe to fight against men on the ground is too heavy. And I don't think that Nigeria can provide that material. There are foreign people, foreign countries that assisted Nigeria in this genocide war that's currently going on now. Watch this video.
Thank you so much. And Makeup have updated Biafrans on what is happening. I have as well called on the international community to come to the aid of Biafrans as this genocide war, secret war Nigerian government are carrying out in our land is ongoing. But Biafrans, we are not going to back down. We will continue to defend our land. We will continue to protect our women and children. And that is why we are calling on the world, the presidents of the world, more importantly, the freedom president, those who love freedom for their people, those who love freedom for everyone. Donald Trump, President of America, we are calling on you to support the Biafran Defense Forces. More importantly, the best way, first of all, is to stop any armed sale to the terrorist Nigerian state, because they are using it. They are not using it against insecurity, because they are the ones who are fueling the insecurity. They are not using it against Boko Haram, because they are the ones that are the Boko Haram sponsors. So any military hardware, any arms sold to the Nigerian government is an arms sold to the Boko Haram, is an arms sold to ISIS, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen, and every terrorist group that is in Nigeria, because it is the Nigerian government that is sponsoring them. So President Trump, stop the sales of arms to the terrorist Nigerian state and see how you can support the Biafran Defense Forces so that we can stop terrorism from that part of the world. Benjamin Netanyahu, we also know you. We know your strong stand against terrorism in the Middle East. We call on you as well to come to our support and come to the rescue of the Biafran Defense Forces. They are doing the needful to make sure that Biafra land is protected. Ibrahim Traore, we also appreciate what you have been doing to Burkina Faso. You are safeguarding their lives, protecting them. We want you also to help us in protecting Biafra land. See how you can be of help to the Biafran Defense Forces. We are not terrorists. They are only fighting for their freedom and fighting to defend their land. So we need your support as well. Thank you so much. Biafrans, wonderful people, lovers of freedom. Thank you for being part of this program this morning. I salute our leader, Mazen Nandekano. I salute our Prime Minister, Madi Simon Ekpanjoko. I salute the Acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, for what he's doing. The Biafran Defense Forces, we salute you for your protection of our women and children. All Biafrans that are donating to the liberation of our land, we appreciate every one of you's contribution. Continue to do the needful so that our women and children will be protected and our land defended. Thank you so much. Please, I want to appeal to every Biafran that is listening. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so. Please, I beg of you, subscribe now so that anytime I come online, you can get notification. Like, share, and as well comment whenever we are live so that other people can as well, see what we are doing. Very, very important. For now, this is the only way you can support me, by sharing and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. And see you tomorrow. Goodbye from here. Ndewo no mu Chineke.